one thing that you and I have in common is we both have daughters that have special abilities and things. And so it's like, speak into that a little bit, because I feel like I try everything in my power to highlight this stuff all the time, and I make it front of house for us in our company. But like, talk about that a little bit, like how, working and trying to do life, and then also be a dad in a capacity a lot of people never experience.
Right. So it's being a dad with a child with special needs it's unlike anything else. There are things about it that do add to life, but the joys that come with it are unlike anything else. So I think one thing I love about Barndo is the family aspect, and it starts even in the office. It starts with you and Ross. You do feel like family. There is a level of, we work hard, we get a lot done. There is a business side of it, but there's also the reality that we all are people. We are dads. There's a family aspect. So having that freedom, and just, Millie, she's our 10-year-old, and she has no use of her arms and legs, but the joy she has. I mean, it's a daily challenge
Happiest
for
kid
me.
ever. Happiest
Kid you ever meet, and just what she can do. I mean, this year at school, we got a call, hey, your child got named Artist of the Month. I'm sitting there like, the kid who can't use their arms and legs gets Artist of the Month. One of two things come to mind. One, I love my kid. She draws with her mouth and she does really good. It's like, how bad are all the other kids that can use their arms? The kid that can't use their arms won. And so I'm like, but then you go and celebrate, and she's just an absolute joy. I mean, just to see her smile. I mean, even tomorrow at school, they have field day. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, my whole field day was, who could throw the furthest, who could shoot the basketball. I'm like, Millie, you're not going to win any of these. But like, she's so excited to be there. And even the little things she can do, it is just a joy about her. And so I think for me, what it challenged me is, no matter what adversity we face, no matter if it's a difficult customer or a build that we're trying everything we can do to make it right. And it's just, just keep hitting roadblock after roadblock. If it's weather or subs or what, it just changes your attitude. It changes your perspective to where, here's this child who has every reason to find the negative in things or to not be happy, but she doesn't. I mean, there's just a joy that exudes from her, unlike any other, that in those moments you're like, man, if Millie can be happy, then I can find my way through this and find some joy in it.
Yeah. I can share a little bit on that with Haley at home. Now, Haley's not always happy. Haley definitely. We say happy Haley is the greatest kid that ever lived, but there's days where Haley will just she'll put you in your place. I know you don't catch no slack with Millie either. Like, she, you're just her dad.
Right.
Like, you ain't nothing special. Like, you just daddy. And, they're kids and they've got all the same emotions and expectations and everything that any other kid does. And what's funny is you and I sometimes have conversations, and the way we talk about our kids, or even you're talking about, like, Millie, you're not going to win anything at field day, but like, it makes people uncomfortable sometimes, because they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you would say that. But like, it's just life.
Right.
And like, it's like, my kid didn't get no special treatment. She's just one of 9. And granted, she feels like 9 in and of herself, sometimes. She's got better as she got older, but she's just a pistol. And the funniest thing about Haley is, like, when we adopted Haley, she was 18 months old. Well, she was 18 months old when she got placed in our home, and she was 2 when we officially adopted her. And I think that's right. I think either she was about to turn 2 or she had just turned 2. I'm terrible with dates. My wife's at home like, you idiot. But they told us that, hey, she'll never walk. She'll never talk. She probably won't be able to feed herself. She's, just going to be incapacitated and not have the ability to do any of these things. And I remember in that moment, because like part of our story is, our firstborn daughter, we lost. And we were like, we want to be parents at all costs. And so we were just so excited that we were going to have a kid. Like, none of that mattered. It was like, yeah, well, I'm dad. And so when we got with Haley, and like my wife, this therapies and all this stuff, and like I prayed my guts out that, she'd walk and talk, and she does those things. And now she's absolutely globally delayed. Like, you see Haley in the distance playing in the yard, you're like, oh, it's just like one of the kids. And then when you get up close and you start trying to engage with her, you'd be like, okay, something's going on here. And, she has very limited use of her left hand. And And so she struggles with things, and like, you know, it's funny because like getting into the car, you know, if she's riding, and the van doesn't matter because there's only one door back there. But like if she rides with me and the kids like jump in one side, and she'll be like, "What, you stupid or something?" You know, like I can't get in on the other side. She can't reach up and grab the bar, and like, but now I find myself like in those moments, I'm like, God, I can't believe that I prayed that you'd be able to do all these things. And now you're just screaming and yelling at me and pitching temper tantrums and running through the house, slamming your bedroom door like a typical 14-year-old kid, you know, like, but no, there's so much joy in it. There's so much joy in it, even in the most frustrating parts of life, to see her just be excited for things that I never even knew she would be able to experience has been the most rewarding thing ever. Like nothing compares to it. Nothing. Right.
It's crazy. And just to see them overcome and do things where they amaze you each and every day. You know, we just moved to a new house recently, and Millie has her own bedroom, and it's a good bit away from the master. And so sometimes she'll be in there and she wants to be in her room playing like any typical 10-year-old. But there's been a couple nights where, you know, I was in the bedroom or something, and Millie, you know, who can't use her arms and legs, doesn't walk, literally almost kind of like army crawls down the hallway. I hear her voice, and I'm like, what? And she made it from her room, which is probably a good 100 foot, you know, through the house, and comes to our room. And I'm like, that's great, Millie. And she's out of breath. I had to lay down and rest a little bit. I'm like, that's so good. But yeah, as you were talking, I was even thinking of how your personality and my personality, we need each other in a company like this, because you don't remember dates or anything. I can tell you that on September 9th at 3:08, I got the email that Millie was, you know, needed a home. And then each date from there, you know, September 11th, we said, hey, we're willing, we're available. 13th, she gets placed in her house. Then she's born September 16th. So numbers are kind of, in my mind, I'm like, I got all those.
That's why you're the numbers guy.
That's why I'm the string to your kite. Like TJ wants to fly, and I'm the string saying, hey, let's come down a little bit. We're going to get up a little higher, but let's pull it down just a hair.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in to the Barndo Show podcast. If you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're listening to this content, hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And then be sure to check us out on all of our social media platforms at the Barndo Co. Super simple to find us. And then when you're ready to dive in a little more, maybe look around some of our available floor plan options, or take a look at the gallery of our work, or maybe you're ready to connect with our team and explore what it looks like to build your dream barndominium, you can visit us online at thebarndoco.com.